What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? It's me, Raven. What's going on? What's good? How you been? Are you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you? What's going on, people? Okay. I want to talk to you in reference to transsexuals that had the sex change. You know what amazes me that a lot of transsexual has gone to SRS, sexual reassignment surgery. And the simple fact of the matter is that I'm thinking of this. Now, there are some transsexuals out here that are not as passable, like me, myself. And the thing about it is, just imagine this. You went through the whole sexual reassignment surgery and you've had the sex change. Now, due to the fact that you've had the sex change and you're trying to fit into society stereotyping their issues as reference to, you want to blend in. You don't want people making fun of you. You want to be the kind of person that, what society doesn't have to make mockery and make judgment and criticize you. Unfortunately, in the world we live in, no matter whether you're transsexual or not, people are going to talk about you regardlessly. Okay, my thing is this, is that, okay, let's just say this, so work with me. You sit up there and everything and you go up in a sexual reassignment surgery and you've had the sex change and stuff like that. You've got the boobies, you've got everything removed, whatever you needed to do, you had it done. So now that you had everything done and the process has been taking place and stuff, your face is not as quite as femme as you like it to be. Now, to me, there's certain things like they say, well, you're not supposed to get work done, you're not supposed to get injections and all this other kind of stuff, with the Botox and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I see the girls do it as far as Botox. Well, you know what I mean. We're not calling it Botox, we're going to call it a hit list. Because you got to hit certain things on that list to make it look more kind. But then there are some girls out here who feel as though that that's not necessary, that they're going to stick with the face that God gave them. Now, I understand your point of view is reference to, you want the hormones to take place. But in some cases, people take hormones for a very long period of time, and the face doesn't change. What I realize is that the hormones work differently on different people. So the simple fact of the matter is that just because it may work on Jane doesn't mean it's going to work on Jane Doe. So just to say this, you went and had the sexual reassignment surgery, now you're walking around with a vagina. So the simple fact of the matter is that even though you have a vagina and stuff like that, and now you're a woman, you're living as a woman, and you have the full sexual reassignment surgery, you're no longer a transsexual, you're actually a woman. To me, you are. To me, you're without it, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, so you go out and you apply for a job. Now, due to the fact that you've had the sexual reassignment surgery, now you are a full woman, your face quite says something different. And in some cases, there are some girls out here who just can't quite master that feminine voice. Like me. Because I don't give a fuck. Because I feel like this, why should I fake it now? Because if I fake it, eventually, you're going to catch on. So fuck it, I might as well stop you at the door. But anyway, stay focused. So anyway, you go get the sexual reassignment surgery, you apply for jobs and stuff like that. You have the F now put on your, everything is like change. But due to the fact that you know, and they may know what you are or was, or may gather or may think, they may not hire you. Now think about it. You did everything the society said do. And now if you've done this procedure and stuff like that, and you're actually a woman, and people don't want to hire you. Now the simple fact of the matter is that now you've gone through all of this, and where do you go at from there? Understand, what you need to do is, you have to have much more faith within yourself, which we already know when you are the true leader of a TS world. Because like I said, TSs are soldiers. We march on when no one else to march on. We're the one carrying the gays, the bis, or whatever on our shoulder. Because simple fact of the matter, we don't hide, we're in your face. And due to the fact that some gay people can always say, no, I'm straight, and some bi guys can say, no, I like women, we're in your face. Due to the fact that we are your true leaders, whether you want to deal with the issue at hand or not, we're taking a bullet for a lot of things that you could duck and dive. So my thing is this, is that, we go to these jobs and stuff like that, and they really don't know whether you have it or you don't have it. But simple fact of the matter is, it's sad because it's not based on whether you want to be a receptionist, hello, may I help you? Or you're the kind of person that could do data entry, clink, 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 clink. You don't need to know what's between my legs in order to know whether I could do your job. Now, the simple fact of the matter is that you've done everything society said do, and you're not accepted. I'm going somewhere with this. Once upon a time, I was working inside in New York City, and I got off of work. And when I got off of work, I was stopped by two plainclothesmen cops. Now, granted, I was on foot. Actually, I was heading to, what's that place called? Splash. I was heading to Splash. Me and a couple of people from the bar, we was going to Splash together. But they put me to the side and they asked me to stop. Because I went into the bank to get some money. So when I went inside the bank, actually I went to the bank to drop off some money because I didn't want to carry that amount of money with me. And as I dropped the money off, inside the bank, I left out. So two plainclothes cops came. I'm assuming they were cops. They came over and they asked me okay, let me make sure I get this right. Okay, I came outside the bank. My friends were waiting for me outside the bank. When I got outside the bank, we were walking down the street talking, on our way to Splash, walking. And they stopped me, and some people could co-sign who was with me. They stopped me and asked the people with me to keep walking up further. And it had to be about a good 7, 8 of us. So, of course, they walked a little further, but they walked very slow so they could kind of see what was going on. It was almost like a back in the day, the slavery thing. Move on, Nick. And y'all keep moving forward. It means that what is going to happen to Raven once they walk off and left me. They were concerned. So the simple fact of the matter is they asked me, the black guy, and it was a white girl. And they asked me, they said, well, what were you doing in the bank? Now, I said to them, I went to the bank to, to make a deposit. So they was like, well, why were you, if you went to go put money inside the bank, well, what is your name? I said, Raven. What is your name? This is what the black cop was saying to me. I said, my name is Raven. So he goes, well, what is your name? I said, it's Raven. So in the meantime, the woman is swinging handcuffs in her hand behind me, and she's all I'm here. So I'm sitting up here and I'm like this. So I'm a little heated, but I'm keeping it down because I've watched a slave movie or two, and I've watched what happens on Rodney King and a couple other people what goes down, and Amadou and Trayvon Martin didn't go down about then. But I watched a few other cases that it went down, so I don't know. I'm not saying all cops are bad. But anyway. So my thing is this, is that at this point, I'm sitting up here and I'm sitting up there and I'm like, okay. They said, well, what is your name? So I told Raven. So they said, well, let me see your ID. And I was like, really? So I was like, so I put my ID out and it was like, so he looks at my ID and he's going, oh. So he looks at me like he's about to hit me. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, so he goes, well, why was you in the bank? I said, I put some money in the bank, like I told you. He said, well, if you really went to go put money inside the bank, let me see your receipt. So I'm sitting up there and I'm like, are you serious? He's like, of course I kept my receipt because I want to know how much I got in there. So I went in my pocketbook and I got my receipt out and everything and I handed it over to him. So he looks at the paper, the receipt, he looks at the thing. Then he's pissed the fuck off because not only that he was wrong about my name, he said I was telling the truth. Not only he was wrong about the receipt I received from the bank, he said I was telling the truth. So they're looking at me, and I'm like, well, at this point, we'll just say I had a few drinks too many. The 151s could be fierce. So, at this point, I'm saying to myself, okay, is there anything else? He was like, well, if you went to go put money inside the bank, we wanted to. I said, well, what's the problem? He was like, well, someone has been taking money out the bank and stuff like that. They've been robbing the bank. I said, an ATM? He was like, yeah. I said, well, you got the wrong one. So he was like, well, what were you doing? I said, I told you I put a deposit, you got the receipt and everything. You got the name and everything. I said, do me a favor. He said, what? I said, why don't you take a picture of me and you take it down to the 6th precinct with all the rest of y'all that keep stopping me. And y'all need to take a picture of me. This way y'all know who I am when you see me walk down the street. Remind you, the same cops from the 6th precinct was the same ones who knew my name. Who used to call my name when I used to walk across the street. Hey, Raven, hey, Raven, hey, Raven. Now all of a sudden y'all don't know who I am. And not because it was a bad thing. We was bullshit, talking back and forth. We was cool. It wasn't as if they arrested me and all that kind of bullshit. No, it wasn't even like that. But the simple fact of the matter was like, somewhere along the line, I guess everything got transferred. I don't know what the case may be, but I was pretty cool with him. But anyway, make a long story short, it don't never seem to be enough. Like no matter what we do, y'all always find a problem with us. You won't let us work. You don't want us to work. You want to know what's going between our pants. And it's just really fucked up. No matter what we do in society issues, it always seems to be a problem. I want to know when it's enough's enough. You know, we try to do everything that you want us to do, and still it's not enough. I want to know if you ever experienced that, my girls, that no matter what you seem to do, and society issues as far as trying to move forward within your life and doing the right thing, that you're always constantly challenged to the point where you feel as though you're about to take your hand out and just wear somebody out, or have you just wore somebody out? You don't want to know about that. But I'm just saying, you know, have you ever experienced something like this, you know, in society issues? Why can we not work? Why can we not? Why is it so important what's between our legs? Even the gay guys who are flamboyant. They don't want you inside the office because they're so worried about you trying to peek at the other guys. You know, I just want to hear what you got to say. You know I'm a mess. But anyway, it is what it is. You do you. You do you the best way you can. And if nobody don't like it, and that's why I say what I say when I say that. Because of the simple fact of the matter is that no matter what you do, they always going to find a problem with you. So, fuck them. All right.